Sunday. What's good, Internet? My name is Attack Slug, Nitro Burning Funny Cars, and welcome back to Let's Mess with 2K16 here on the PS4. I'm gonna imagine that I guess most of you didn't watch to the end of yesterday's, because only one person said yes, play this match between John Cena and Lex Luger, but perhaps a lot of you don't know who Lex Luger is, in which case go check him out on the WWE Network, or don't, because Lex Luger was the guy they pushed after Hulk Hogan, and kind of nobody cared. You could certainly make a lot of analogies between Lex Luger and Roman Reigns as the guy Vince really wanted, but the crowd just kind of didn't. They had like the Lex Express, this big bus that went touring the country. He body slammed Yokozuna on an aircraft carrier, and kind of nobody cared. Anyway, this is the All-American match. I'm playing as John Cena because obviously John Cena. I think it's hilarious that John Cena still has the animation for pumping up his sneakers, when pump-up sneakers have not been a thing for a very long time. That was cool when I was in high school. Yeah, those have not been... Pump them up! Those have not been sneakers. That having the air things in your sneakers that make them tighter hasn't been a thing in quite some time. Anyway, welcome to Sunday. I am here, as usual, to talk wrestling and wrestling news. Not a whole lot of news, though. Not a whole lot of things going on. Obviously, the big thing, and I guess the main discussion topic, as it were, is Brock Lesnar at UFC 200 last night. Brock wins. And not as a knockdown, drag-out as people would have expected, although obviously it was an exhibition match, more or less, because, you know, it's not for a belt, it's not for a ranking, it was, you know, a one-time deal, and Brock won by decision, so people who expected it to go to a first-round knockout, that didn't happen. And not a very, you know, the decision was pretty close. It was like 29-27, something like that. And I'm not a guy who watches UFC, but certainly those are numbers that are close. I'm not sure how that scoring works, but it was unanimous from the judges, so that was a thing. So yeah, that, my understanding is that the payoff for Brock Lesnar, just based on showing up, was $2.5 million, the largest payout in UFC history. I think previously it was like $1 million for Conor McGregor, so that was interesting. That's not even including, you know, the stuff that he's going to get from the back end, from pay-per-view buys, you know, all those options and whatever else. So he stands to make a whole hell of a lot of money, and Brock was Brock, so that certainly is going to potentially will increase his WWE contract paycheck stuff when he, you know, goes into his negotiations in the spring, I believe is when his deal's up. So, but you know, having him win, just Vince smells money here. Just smells the money. But the question is, how would it have been had Roman Reigns never gotten suspended? If they had gone with the original assumed plan of having, you know, Brock go to UFC and then Brock fight Reigns at SummerSlam, which was never actually stated, but everyone kind of assumed that was the case, because had Roman Reigns not fucked up and ended up, you know, violating wellness policies, you could have seen the story being told in that Brock beats the Super Samoan in Mark Hunt and then loses to the real Super Samoan Roman Reigns. You know, that's it's a very easy story to tell to your audience, and it works. Not that anyone cares, you know, enough to cheer for Roman Reigns in that case, because Brock's Brock. But you gotta wonder, does this make guys, like, at this point, who can you, like, realistically, you're gonna put somebody over Brock? Like, obviously it's wrestling and it's scripted and whatever else, but the believability of, at this point, putting anybody over Brock, he's on such a different level at this point. The believability of putting somebody over Brock when Brock can still go out there and compete on a heavyweight level in UFC. Does not look good for anybody involved. So, do you ever have him lose again? Like, obviously Vince wants to put over Roman Reigns, obviously. But is his faith in Reigns shaken by this wellness violation? I guess that's the question at this point. But yes, there's definitely money there for Vince to make, considering he still has Reigns under contract until like Mania, I believe. And you certainly are not going to see him jobbing to Dean Ambrose. I don't see that happening at all. That would not be believable in the least. So, it's going to be interesting to watch how they handle Brock Lesnar moving forward, but gonna imagine the pop he's going to get would be pretty fucking huge. And John Cena wins because John Cena. That's just kind of how it goes. It was a foregone conclusion. Obviously, I'm still playing on hard. I haven't gone back to Legend, just, to get some wins in here. I don't know, not that it matters, but still, it feels good to win once in a while. It feels good to say, hey, I can compete at this video game and not get my ass kicked on Legend every single day. Anyhow, let's head to SmackDown, where Ryback's gonna fight Bret Hart. Holy shit, Ryback could not lace Bret Hart's boots. God damn. So certainly, given that I can, beat the opposition on hard, certainly we're gonna beat Bret Hart here and just beat the crap out of Ryback. Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. And Ryback is not even in the same league, like not even in the same conversation as Bret Hart in terms of wrestling ability. And going back to the Lex Luger discussion, that the company wanted to push Luger, the fans wanted Bret Hart, if my memory serves correctly in those mid-90s type stuff. And then eventually they went with Big Daddy Cool Diesel, which is still, like, he got over, but it still kind of felt more like, it felt a little bit like a Roman Reigns situation. Certainly in that first face run for Diesel, like, he doesn't need to be a face. Get off the apron! Come on, back in the ring. What's going on here? Mind games. Playing some mind games with Ryback. And my taunt's too long, and you grab me. What are you gonna do? This match is already a clusterfuck, so there's that. So, I guess the other thing that we kind of get into here is that, what does this mean for Randy Orton at SummerSlam? Like, Brock having a pretty decisive win, and, hopefully not actually being hurt, although, that's the thing you might not know for a little bit. And certainly, you wouldn't know the night of the fight if he, if there's no serious, like, outside injuries. You don't know if he had anything hurt internally. Nobody knows. One would assume he's healthy, but, not gonna make any, guarantees on that. So, if he's well enough to compete, in August, which is SummerSlam, and he's fighting Randy Orton, does he just go through Randy Orton? Does he just take Randy Orton to Suplex City? Like, what's the point of bringing back Randy Orton to lose to Brock Lesnar, I guess is the question. But also, what's the point of bringing back Randy Orton to go over Brock Lesnar, and what would that do any damage to, the brand of Brock Lesnar? I mean, obviously it's wrestling, it's scripted, it's fake. But, in terms of building story, which is what you should be doing, how does that work? So, normally when guys come back from injury, they don't lose their first match or feud back. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So, that's going to be a hard match to do predictions for, because you really don't know. You really don't know what direction they're going to go in. Like, it would have been easier to call if it was going to be Roman Reigns, and maybe at some point they make some kind of a change and go in that direction. But as of yet, not the case. All right, big guy. All right, big guy. Let's hit our signature, which is the sit-out pile driver. Boom. Banned move. Can't do it no more. Can't do it no more. He's getting his comeback. Wake up. Too stupid. DDT. Busted open from a DDT. I mean, it could happen. He's going for the finisher. Oh, he got reversed. But I prevented the comeback from happening, so that's important. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how SummerSlam shapes up, because who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I think more importantly, what's going to happen with this fucking brand split coming up like next week. Is it next week? Is it already next week? What's today? The 10th? I think it's the week after. Yes, it's the 19th. So it's not this week, it's next week. So we're going to have, obviously, stuff coming from Raw to build up to that with Vince McMahon on Raw tomorrow. So that should be out of nowhere. Chop block. Goes for the pin. Ryback's legs are already, he's already managed to break that leg once. Let's just, exploit the... That's your wrestling story, is you exploit the previously injured. Hit him! Do something! God damn it! You injure the previously injured... I'm sorry. You target the previously injured limb or extremity. That is a good wrestling story. Of, a guy came back from a back injury, so you target the fucking back. Oh no, it's Arnold! And he wants the title from Ryback, who just lost to Bret Hart. And the big guy's like, wait, what? Arnold T2 has stepped up to issue a challenge to champion Ryback. So there we go, another Universe Mode video in the books. I gotta spend some time today, hopefully seeing if I can make my PS3 play PS2 games and getting video audio capture properly. So stay tuned for that. Also, where the hell's my third feud? I set up two rivalry. I set up that third... Oh, okay. I set up that third rivalry. Hold on, let's go back here. Go into rivalries. SmackDown. I literally set it up and it's just not there anymore. What the hell? Alright, once again, I'm trying to set up the team of Big Bo versus Slater Gator, and the game needs to fucking let me do that. I don't know why it didn't work the last two times that I set it up, but, video games, and this one is occasionally broken, which is not anything new. All news. News is happening. Now it's all red news. So, on this SmackDown matches, I'll probably skip here. Emma and Paige, Blake and Murphy versus Cesaro, General Adnan versus Arnold T1, Slaughter Truth Ultimate. That's a weird match. That is a weird, one of these things is not like the other type shit going on. AJ Styles versus Stone Cold 03. That's hilarious. And then Sting versus Braun Strowman. That's a terrible Braun Strowman that I fucking downloaded. Anyway, I'm Attax. Thanks for watching. This is Let's Mess With Universe Mode. I've got more things to think about and do, so more videos every day, and I'll see you next time right here on this channel, and I'm out.